So take a few moments now to settle the body and ensure that you're sitting in a comfortable position, that your spine is straight and your head and neck are in alignment, and that your shoulders are back and down but relaxed, and that your hands are placed gently on the knees in a mudra of your choice. And take a deep yogic breath in now, and as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And take another long, deep yogic breath in, filling the abdomen with air and the chest with air, right up to the upper chest. And then as you exhale, release all the interactions that you've had today, whether they've been in person, on the phone, or even in the digital space. Just let them all go with that exhalation. And again, another long, deep yogic breath in. And this time, as you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you feel like you need to do after the class. And just give yourself the gift of being present in this moment. Allow yourself this time. And take a few moments now just to check in with the body and observe any feelings of irritation or soreness as you move the awareness up through the feet and up through the legs and into the buttocks and up through the back and the torso and up through the arms and especially the neck as well. And just be sure that tonight when you're practicing or whenever you're practicing this class, that you listen to your body and move within your own range of movement. And if there is a practice that is unsuitable, you can do a different practice or even visualize the practice instead. The practices should be there to help bring your body to stillness, not to create any tension in the body. And now gently bring the awareness up into the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions that guide us and support us, and to pay respect between teacher and student and teacher. And from there, we will begin the class. So breathing in. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinatvathitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And now gently move the body into the base position, Parambik Sticky. That is with the legs out in front of the body and with the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away. And ensure that the back is straight. And take a few moments just to rest in the position. And it's recommended that with many of the practices, once we get going and you understand what you need to do, to close the eyes as you are completing the practice. It allows you to go inward and to really consciously place your awareness at the body part in which you are working and moving. We'll begin now with knee bending. So bring the right foot in front of the buttock. Clasp the hands underneath the knee, the right knee. Again, making sure you're sitting up straight. And then inhale. And as you exhale, bring the leg out in about 10 centimeters above the floor and tense the knee a little bit, pushing through the heel. Inhale, bringing the knee back to the chest. This is 1 round. Complete 5 rounds in this way. And then when you've completed 5 rounds, gently place the outstretched leg on the floor again. Take a few moments to observe the difference between right and left, and then continue the practice on the left leg. And while you're completing this practice, place the awareness in the knee joint of the knee that you are working with this asana. And when you've completed the practice on both sides, again, come back to the base position, taking your time and closing your eyes and just observing the movement of energy around the knee joint on both legs, feeling the effects of the practice. Next, we'll complete a practice called hip rotation. So again, bringing the right knee up to the chest. Either place the sole of the right foot at the top of the inside of the left thigh, or you can place the right foot on top of the thigh. Just do what is comfortable for you. Hold the right foot with your left hand, and with your right hand, place it on your right knee. And then you're going to be moving the leg in a firstly clockwise direction, 5 rounds, and then 5 rounds in an anti-clockwise direction. So like this, bringing the knee to the chest. So you're rotating and opening the hip as you rotate the knee. And placing the awareness in the opening of the hip. And when you've completed 5 rounds in each direction, be sure to protect the knee by bringing the sole of the right foot flat in front of the buttocks again, and then gently moving the leg along the floor back to the starting position. Again, taking your time, trying to synchronize the breath with the movement, trying to achieve that body, breath, mind connection. And when the rounds are finished, 5 rounds in each direction on the right leg, and you have put the leg out in front of the body again, take a few moments just to observe the difference between the right hip and the left hip, and then complete the practice on the left hip as well. 5 rounds in each direction. And once you've completed the practice on both legs, we'll get ready for some upper arm asanas. So we'll begin with elbow bending, and we'll do this from the front. So firstly, bringing the arms out in front of the body and placing the palms up. Inhale, bring the palms, the fingers tips to the shoulders, keeping the elbows up. Exhale, bringing the palms out, stretching out through the fingers. This is one round. Complete 5 rounds in total, really slowing it down and observing just that movement of energy as you stretch out through the fingertips and keeping the elbows up at shoulder height. And on your final round, if you don't need to rest your arms, you're happy to keep them up, bring the fingertips to the shoulders again and move into shoulder rotations. So bringing the elbows together in front of the body, elbows up, back and down behind the body, exhaling on the downward movement and bringing the elbows in front of the body again. This is one round. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. Really observing, again, the loosening of tension of the muscles in the tops of the shoulders. And when you've completed the practice, come back to the base position, close the eyes and rest for a few moments. And again, just really observe any changes in the body as a result of the practices completed so far. Turning inward. We move now to the neck. So making sure that you are sitting up straight. The first practice involves bringing the chin to the chest. So before we begin, just make sure that you are moving within your range of movement. It should be very smooth, even movement, and just be very gentle when you're working with the neck. Exhale and bring the chin towards the chest to where is comfortable. Inhale, bringing the head back to center. Exhale, bringing the head back. Inhale, bringing the head back to center. This is one round. Complete up to 5 rounds in this way. Again, just moving within your range of movement. Very smooth and fluid movement. And observing the loosening of the muscles in the back of the neck as you bring the head forward. And then when you come to center and bring it back, the loosening of the muscles in the throat area. When you've completed your 5 rounds, again, just observe the effects of the practice. And we'll do a counter pose. So this time, rather than chin to chest, in a similar way, exhale and bring the right ear towards the left shoulder. Don't bring the shoulders up in any way. Just make sure they're back down and relaxed. Bring the ear over towards the right and feeling that stretch up the left side of the neck. Inhale, bringing the head to center. Exhale and bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, feeling the effect on the muscles in the right side of the neck. Inhale back to center. This is one round. So complete another 4 rounds in this way, if that's right for you. I'm taking a few moments now just to rest. And I know some of you, particularly in Australia, are in a cooler climate now as the weather turns from autumn gently heading towards winter. So I have a practice now that will help to warm the body. So it helps to warm Manipur chakra, which helps to warm the entire body. So coming from the center of the abdomen. So with this one, bring the legs as wide apart as is comfortable for you. This practice is called churning the mill. And so for this, clasp the hands together in front of the body. Bring the palms together at shoulder height. Exhale, leaning forward as far as is comfortable. Swing the arms together over the right foot. And then bring the abdomen back, taking up the abdomen at the back, swinging the arms now over towards the left foot. And then around in front of the body. So this is like one circular motion, like you're stirring a big pot. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. And you'll feel the movement of energy, particularly in the abdomen, this practice. If you're feeling very cold, this is a really good practice to warm up the body. And remember to, again, try and coordinate the breathing with the practice. So exhaling on the forward movement, and then inhaling on the backward movement, and then exhaling again as you swing around to the front. And at the end of the practice, in your own time, keep the legs wide apart for the next practice, but take a few moments to rest. So bringing again, arms down, hands behind the buttocks, and just allowing the breath to return to the natural breath. Depending on how dynamically you do this practice, you can actually start to pant a little bit. So again, just come back to stillness. Now, the next practice is a spinal twist. I'll demonstrate and then you can have a go. So bringing the arms out at shoulder height, I'll just hold a little bit. What you're going to do, actually, move a bit better. What you're going to do is at shoulder height with the legs out in front of the body, and everyone will be at different stages with this. So just go to where is right for you. The aim is to bring the arms out and touch the toe with the left foot. Sorry, the left hand on the right foot. Trying to keep the spine straight as well. Coming back to center and then around to right hand, left foot. Now, if you can't touch, that's fine. Just bring the hand on the leg wherever you can reach. That's perfectly fine. But the aim is to try and keep the spine straight. So wherever suits you. So complete 5 rounds. And when you've completed your 5 rounds, come back to the base position. Bringing the feet together and hands behind the buttocks with fingers pointing away, closing the eyes now. And again, observing the effects of the practices so far. We'll move now to a forward bend. So let me demonstrate as well. And again, this is just within your own range of movement. So It's about trying to keep the back straight and moving the hands along the legs to where is comfortable for you. So if you can reach the feet, wonderful. If not, just come to the point on the legs that's right for you and just hold for a few moments. You can breathe in the position. It shouldn't be strange in any way, but you'll find if you do stay there and breathe a little bit further, you'll be able to sink into it a little bit more without pushing, just naturally. So hold for your own duration and then come back, sitting up straight, and complete 3 rounds in this way. And just observe if you can, move a bit further along the leg with each practice. Observe the feeling of the muscles at the back of the legs, but again, not straining or pushing in any way, just going to where you can naturally go and using the breath to ease a little bit further into the position. Keeping the head up. And when you've completed your 3 rounds, lie down in Shavasana with your head in this direction. Making sure that the legs are a little bit apart, about hip width apart, and they're relaxed with the feet lolling to the sides. Ensuring that the arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. And take a long, deep inhalation now. And as you exhale, allow the body to melt into the floor. And observe now how the body's feeling at this moment. And for our next practice, bring the feet flat on the floor just in front of the buttocks. And then bring the knees to the chest and hug the knees to the chest, keeping the head down on the floor. Exhale and gently bring the nose up towards the knee. Hold for a few moments, not pushing or straining. And then gently inhale and gently releasing the head back to the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. And when you've reached your final round, bring the feet flat on the floor in front of the buttocks again, and clasp the hands behind the head. As long as your elbows can reach the floor comfortably. If not, you can have the arms out, stretched at shoulder height. So whatever's comfortable. And so with the feet flat on the floor, exhale and bring the knees over towards the right side of the body and turn the head to the left. Spinal twist. Hold for a few moments, allowing the body to ease into the position. Then inhale Bring the knees back to center and the head back to center. Exhale, bringing the knees to the left, turning the head to the right. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. And again, trying to coordinate the breath with the movement to bring the body, breath and mind all into alignment. And after you've finished your final round, lie back in Shavasana just to rest the body for a few moments before we begin our next asana. And again, just really observe any changes in the body. Our next practice will be, it will be like a bridge. I won't say the Sanskrit name, but so with this one, lying down on the back, bringing the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks, bring the hands underneath the buttocks with the palms facing the floor, gently resting the buttocks on the backs of the hands there, just to support the back. Inhale and bring the buttocks up, raising them up as far as you can without hurting them back. Pushing through the feet will help you to do this. Hold for a few moments, and when it's right for you, inhale and gently bring the buttocks back to the floor. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds. But inhaling, raising the buttocks up, pushing through the feet. Exhale, bringing the buttocks back to the back of the hands. And once you've reached your final round again, take your time. Once you've finished your 5th round, bring the knees to the chest again and hug the knees to the chest and gently roll side to side along the spine, giving the back just a little bit of a massage. You can even go in circles as well. And then do in the other direction too. Just gently easing the back. And when you have had enough of that massage, lie back down in Shavasana. And our pranayama, this class will be lying in Shavasana. So to begin with, ensure that the chest is open and that the palms are facing the sky. There isn't any sort of tightness in terms of your clothing or you're wearing glasses or anything like that. Just allow the body to relax. And we will be moving from pranayama straight into yoga nidra. So if you need any blankets or cushions at this moment, it might be a good idea just to ensure that you are warm and that you don't need to move throughout the practice. Bringing the awareness now to the natural breath at the nostrils. And observe how the natural breath fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And then on the exhalation, observe how the chest subsides and then the abdomen subsides. And just witness how this breath is spontaneous. You don't have to think about it, it just happens naturally. And now, on your next inhalation, aim to take in a little bit more air. Inhaling so that the abdomen feels like a balloon. And then the chest fills even further with even more air. A little bit more than there was before. And then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And in the next inhalation, please complete a full yogic breath by first filling the abdomen with air completely, filling the chest with air completely, and then filling the upper chest with air. And on the exhalation, gently release air from the upper chest, then from the chest, and then from the abdomen. Ensuring you are inhaling as much air as you can, and then gently releasing it in a rhythmic way. And take one long, final, deep yogic breath in, and then gently release, and allow the exhalation to gently release your body even further into the floor. And once your exhalation is complete, release the yogic breath and return to the natural breath. Ensure now that there's balance between the different sides of the body, that the left and the right side are balanced. Ensure the spine's straight. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little, just to ensure that the head and neck are aligned. Run the awareness through the body and ensure that you're not holding on to any tension. Ensure that your face isn't holding any expression that you're not clenching your jaw. Release your jaw. And even notice if you're clenching the muscles behind the eyes. Just release any tension in the face and throughout the body. And observe now the different points of contact between the body and the floor. Feel the body against the floor and bring your awareness to the heels against the floor. And now observe the backs of the legs against the floor. Bring your awareness to the buttocks against the floor. Observe the back against the floor. And the backs of the arms and hands against the floor. And observe the back of the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create just one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. Become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds far off in the distance. And don't try and identify the sound in any way. Just move your awareness from sound to sound as you notice them. And now doing the same, bring your awareness to sounds just outside the room where you are right now. And now bring your awareness to sounds inside the room where you are. Just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Move the awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. Move the awareness now to sounds of the breath, the sound of the natural breath and the sensation of the natural breath of the nostrils. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. We'll now rotate the awareness through the body. Please listen to my instructions, and as I repeat the name of a body part, Place your awareness there. Visualize that body part and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, waist, hip, thigh, left knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Now we'll move to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, the crown of the head. Moving around now to the face, focusing the awareness on the forehead, on the temples, right and left, on the eyebrows, right and left, and now the eyebrow center. The eyes, right and left, the nose, the ears, right and left, the cheeks, right and left, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, right and then left, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. And now the major parts of the body, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and now both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and now the whole body. Have a sense, all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation now. And instead, bring the awareness back to the natural breath. The natural breath now, so very subtle. And observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the breath. On the inhalation, you are inhaling warm, golden, healing light. And on the exhalation, you are releasing anything that does not serve you. Feeling, illness, pain, whatever it may be. Releasing on the exhalation and bringing in warm, golden, healing light on the inhalation. Just using this visualization on the natural breath. If the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor to bring the awareness back to the practice. And on the next exhalation, release the breath visualization. And instead now, feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels as though you're outside on a freezing, icy winter's day. Your fingers and your toes are numb. Your nose and your cheeks are also numb. And the wind whips through and shivers, cause you to grab your jacket and hold it closed. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's shivering outside on an icy winter's day. Release this feeling of coldness now and instead replace it with a feeling of heat. The body feels like it's sitting in a sauna and water has just been placed on the hot rocks in the sauna. Heat waves through your body, beginning from the abdomen, moving right throughout the body. The face and the hands feel hotter, and the legs and the feet feel hotter. The body's feeling hotter and hotter like you're sitting in a sauna and the heat has just been intensified. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels as though it's made out of concrete, and it's so heavy that it's pressing against the floor. The legs feel heavier, the arms feel heavier, the head and the torso feel heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. Feels like it's made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. And release this feeling of heaviness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body feels as light as a feather. The body feels so light that it feels like it's barely touching the floor. The head feels lighter and the arms and legs feel lighter. Torso feels lighter. Body feels so light it feels like it's almost like a cloud drifting across the sky. And it's barely touching the floor. Release this feeling of lightness now and release all of these sensations completely. Allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead now come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You get up from your mat and you decide to walk out of the room that you are in. But outside the room is different to what you're normally used to. Instead, you are now in a forest and it's about sunset. It's dusk. You can still see where you're going. The birds are starting to chirp as they get ready for their slumber. And the air is kind of cool, that evening crispness that it has to it. You're walking in the forest. You don't feel scared but in any way. You're not familiar with this forest, but you see a trail and you decide to follow it. Because through the trees, you can see that there is some sort of campfire up ahead. So you keep walking until you reach a clearing. And even though there is no one around, you're the only one here, you smell the smell of sweet incense. And you see a carefully constructed campfire with a circle of stones around it. And the fire is crackling away. And in front of this fire is a beautiful meditation cushion and a red blanket. And so you have been walking for a while now and feel like you might need a rest. And so you come and sit on this soft meditation cushion and you wrap the red blanket around your shoulders to warm you from the coolness of the evening air. And the blanket is made from the softest wool that you can imagine. And in front of the meditation cushion is a mug with steaming tea in it as well. And it hasn't been touched either. It's almost like this has been set here just for you. So you sit and sip on this beautiful tea in the warmth of the fire and in its glow. You almost sit there in meditation as you look at the flames, dancing into the darkness as you can see their glow. And then you begin to feel warm in your heart space. And you realize now that your tea is finished. You feel peaceful and warm and joyful and grateful that you've been able to sit in this beautiful, cozy environment. But you know now that it's time to go. And so you're carrying almost a piece of this beautiful moment in your heart space with you as a beautiful still candle flame leaves with you as you walk back through the clearing, through the trail, and back into the room that you are in. Lying down on your mat, you call to mind your Sankalpa, positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if not, leave some space where it may emerge on its own. And begin now to notice the breath in the body and observe how the breath creates movement in the body as you inhale and your back moves slightly against the floor, and also as you exhale. Begin to remember the details of the room that you are in. Remember the color of your mat, your coverings, your color of your clothing, and the details of the room, the carpet and the walls, color of the door. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close as you begin to gently externalize. Remember the time of day and begin to make gentle movements with the fingers and the toes. And begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you, taking your time, being very gentle, and aiming to maintain the peaceful state that you've created. You may like to move your head gently from side to side. And when it's right for you, roll onto your right side for a few moments, allowing the body just to gently wake, but not wake fully. And then when it's right for you again, taking your time, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, very gently and consciously come up into a sitting position. Moving the awareness again through the body and comparing how you feel now to when you began the practice. Bringing the awareness up through the legs and up through the arms, up through the torso and into the head, and resting the awareness now in the heart space. And in this space, visualize the steady candle flame. Shining brightly. And together now, we'll chant Om 3 times. And Om Shanti to conclude the practice. Breathing in. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.